Straight cash, homie.
Would you please break the damn story?
He took it out.
Oh, for you.
Interesting edition of PFT OT on this Monday after Week 7, because at some point while we are talking about things we didn't get to during PFT Live, we're going to get a phone call. Yes, a phone call from Travis Kelce.
That's how we
Kansas
roll.
City Chiefs.
We get phone calls from Travis Kelce.
And we're going to put him through, and we're going to ask him some questions. It's Chiefs-Packers Sunday Night Football Week 8, but Sunday Night Football Week 7, Eagles and the Cowboys. It was a week ago today that Doug Pederson made his non-guarantee guarantee. He was on WIP radio in Philly. He said very nonchalantly, and as part of the conversation, we're going to win. He was asked by reporters later to talk about his guarantee. He was like, what guarantee? Well, the cat was already out of the bag. He knew that he went too far, and the Cowboys players mostly kept their mouths shut. When it was time to go out there and play, they stuck it to the Eagles, and I think they found extra motivation in Peterson's comment.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that, especially when you see some of the post-game comments from some of the guys on the Cowboys. It definitely was in their minds as they took the field. And, you know, as we've talked about a lot, NFL players look for anything to get themselves pissed off, pumped up, whatever it may be. This is a huge rivalry as is. And, yeah, they didn't like to hear that. You know, I don't think Doug Pederson was trying to make any sort of guarantee, but he talked himself into a corner. When you just talk matter-of-factly and say, oh, we're going to go down and get a win, well, I don't really care if you say guarantee or not. At that point, you know, the newspapers are going to run with it, and, of course, the team you're playing is going to run with it. And, yeah, I wouldn't think Rod Marinelli, especially on that defensive side of the ball, had his guys riled up for Sunday night because of those comments.
DeMarcus Lawrence was the only one who broke from the rest of his teammates before the game. He said,
Don't
Doug
come on the
Pederson,
field.
Shut your ass up and stay on the sideline.
Right.
After the game, Ezekiel Elliott said, honestly, we don't give a bleep what Doug Pederson says.
Right.
And one of your favorite words.
Was it the F word?
Bleeped.
Oh,
yes. Yes.
You want me to get it out there for everybody?
No,
we don't give a...
Yeah, it's not fart. Let's just say that. It's not that.
I'm allowed to say it on OT, aren't I?
I know, but then they got to bleep it out. And
okay, all right.
It's still a family show, right? We're still.
Yes.
No, is it a family show?
No, I hope not.
But the Cowboys 4-3 coming together, and I think they really like that sense of being under siege because they find a way to perform at a higher level. I think Jason Garrett feeling the red hot poker, as you would say, it really does snap them out of it. And last year when they beat the Eagles, when they were 3-5 starting the second half of the season, went to Philly on Sunday Night Football and won that game, it sparked a 7-1 finish. And the next thing you know, a team that started 3-5 is in the final 8.
Yes.
So they're hoping there's a similar impact this year without having to get to 3-5. And if they go on a run like that this year, maybe it's going to be hard to get a bye week.
Yeah.
But they easily can win the division, and then maybe they can make some noise in the postseason.
I think they're. I'm not giving up on the Dallas Cowboys. I still think they're one of the more talented teams in football, and I think they'll be in this. You know, they're going to be in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. I just really would be shocked.
You're really not going out on a limb then.
Well, I know, but you know, it's. But I do. I just think they're a playoff quality football team. I think they're a better team than they were last year. Yeah, they hit a few hiccups the last few weeks. Certainly, I get that. But I just look at their offense as being more creative than years past. Their defense is still really good. And the big thing is, within that Doug Pederson stuff, and the two guys that spoke out about it after the game, those were the two guys that needed the biggest jolts in their game. DeMarcus Lawrence and Ezekiel Elliott were the guys that I think we all question the most. Where the hell are you? Why aren't you getting as many yards as you should? Why aren't you getting sacks like you should? And they showed up last night in a big way, especially early on, to kind of get the team confident and get the ball rolling. And it was no looking back after that.
Now, DeMarcus Lawrence got his contract in the offseason, so he didn't go through that same kind of on-the-fly adjustment. Think about everything Ezekiel Elliott had to process.
Yeah.
He had the fight of the holdout.
Right.
He's in Mexico. He's trying to hold firm while the Cowboys are trying to talk him into taking less than what he wanted. He finally gets his deal, and then it's right back to it. You don't get a chance to process these newfound riches. You don't even get to figure out what you're going to do with the money. I mean, you trust people to properly take care of it, but it's issues that you're trying to balance all at once, and you're trying to get yourself in shape. He didn't have that burst earlier in the year. He had it last night.
Yeah, it was real close
and
to
I think
the
that bodes well.
It does, yeah. Well, he needs it. I mean, because it's not about, I don't come away from games just watching him on film, and I don't mean to be a Johnny Film guy, but I don't come away going, oh, he ran for 100 yards. That's a good day. No, it's what's there to be had. Pass game, run game alike. And there was just too many instances over the last few weeks where I went, ooh, like the top 3 or 4 running backs in football would have got 40 yards in that run, and Ezekiel Elliott got 15. And that's when I start to have an issue. And I start to notice things like that week after week and 1 or 2 times a game. Those can be game-changing type plays or runs. And when you're not getting that type of performance out of the guys you're paying the most and expect to have those type of performances, usually your team can falter, and they falter.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.